They took all my money for child support, dude. All right. What? Wow. I don't think I've ever gone down in the witch's house except for like when I first played the map. Big plays, boys. Big plays. Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name's Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. When you pack a bunch of weapons in zombies, sometimes they transform into something totally different that makes the weapon more unique or more special, and it can add attachments, make them dual wield, or maybe even have a different fire rate. So what I decided to do was take a look at 10 weapons that transform when you pack a bunch of them. This is going to be a top 10, and this idea was given to me by a mod over on my Twitch channel, Exotic Cookie. So big shout out to him. Now, if you guys enjoy my videos, chances are you're definitely going to enjoy my live streams over on Twitch. So if you want to check it out, it'll be linked down below in the description. And also, if you guys like G Fuel, if you've never tried it, now is a great time. It is currently 30% off using my code GregFPS, and that will also be linked down below. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the top 10 transforming weapons when you pack a bunch in Treyarch Zombies history. Keep in mind, a lot of these are from Black Ops 1, and that's just because Treyarch was really next level in Black Ops 1 when it comes to pack a punching weapons. Let's get right into the video. Coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the FN-FAL from Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Essentially, when you think of this weapon, you just think of it as a stronger version of the M14 that shoots one shot at a time every single time you tap it. Well, the really cool thing about this weapon is when you pack a punch it, it transforms into a 3-round burst weapon to become the Epic Win, which is kind of a play on words for the FN-FAL or fail. So I think it is a very, very interesting weapon because now that it's a 3-round burst, you're going to deal a ton of damage to zombies when you're getting headshots. And honestly, it's a really, really cool weapon after when you pack a punch. Now in the gameplay, it doesn't look like it's super effective, probably because I have terrible aim and wasn't really aiming for the zombies' heads, and it was kind of a later round. But honestly, I think that this weapon is a really cool feature when you pack a punch it. Definitely the 3-round burst is unique, and that's why it's on this list at number 10. Coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be the CZ75s. Now you can get these either dual wields or just with one CZ75, and when you pack a punch it can either be the Calamity if you pack a punch one, or if you get the dual version pack a punch it becomes the Calamity and Jane. Now the really, really cool thing about these pistols is normally they're just normal pistols. They don't really have a full auto ability or anything like that, but when you pack a punch them, you actually gain the full auto ability on these weapons, making it transform into actually really, really effective pistols that deal a ton of damage, and it actually shoot fairly fast, so it becomes a lot of fun to use, especially if you're going to be training zombies around. So personally, I think that the CZ75s are just a really, really cool weapon that gets transformed when you pack a punch it, so it comes in here at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be the AUG from Call of Duty Black Ops 1, another awesome Black Ops 1 weapon. Now when you pack punch this weapon, you actually get the ability of a under-barrel shotgun called the Master Key underneath the weapon, which is a really, really cool feature. Not only do you get the full auto ability of the AUG, but you also get a shotgun that is actually pretty decent into the later rounds. Now I wouldn't say it's the best thing, it's definitely going to take a few shots as you can see in the gameplay, but it makes the weapon look really, really cool, and it's something totally unique that gets transformed when you pack a punch it. So that's why the AUG comes in here at the number 8 spot. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be the Olympia. Now, there's people that are part of the Olympia gang or the M14 gang. Personally, I'm part of the M14 gang, but one really, really cool thing about the Olympia, when you pack a punch it becomes the Hades. And what this means is that instead of just normal shots when you pack a punch it, they are actually incendiary rounds or Dragon's Breath rounds from campaign in Black Ops 1. And this makes the weapon so cool. When you shoot zombies, they actually end up catching on fire and actually burn, and you see the fire effect when you shoot zombies with this, which makes it very, very cool. This is by far one of the coolest Pack-a-Punch abilities that really transforms the Olympia into being a okay weapon in the early rounds to being an actual really, really cool weapon that becomes viable and has a really, really cool effect. So the Olympia comes in here at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be the HS10s. Now, when you Pack-a-Punch these, it becomes the Tokyo and Rose, and you get dual-wield shotguns, which is probably one of the coolest things that you can possibly get in Treyarch Zombies. These shotguns are super, super fun to use, and although they're not the greatest or most viable weapon when it comes to zombies, they are one of the most fun weapons to use, and personally, I think it's a really cool thing that they transform into these weapons. So that's why I decided to put the Tokyo and Rose or the Pack-a-Punch HS10s here at the number 6 spot. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be the M16 from Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2. Now, a lot of people think of the M16 as kind of a okay wall weapon that you can buy off the wall, and it's pretty good on the lower rounds, but the thing is that a lot of people are missing is they don't end up Pack-a-Punching the M16, and that's where a lot of people miss out on what it actually does when you Pack-a-Punch it. So the really cool thing about the M16 is instead of being a 3-round burst weapon, it becomes fully automatic. And not only that, but you get an under-barrel grenade launcher, which is super, super good in Black Ops 1 when you have PhD on the map, like Ascension, for example, as you can see in the gameplay. This thing is devastating. It takes care of a ton of zombies, and the fact that it's fully auto makes it a much more viable weapon, and it really does transform when you Pack-a-Punch it. Coming in at the number 4 spot is the M1911s from Treyarch Zombies history. So first of all, in World at War, we had the Colt M1911. When you Pack-a-Punched it, it became a rocket launcher that shot grenades, and it was called the C3000 Biatches. Now in Black Ops 1, Treyarch ended up changing the name a little bit and took the Colt out of the M1911 name, and then it became the Mustang and Sally's, which is a much more improved version of this weapon. You had 2 dual-wield literal grenade launch pistols, which is super, super cool, and it's definitely one of the most transforming things to have just a normal pistol transform into dual-wield rocket launchers. It's really, really cool, and it had to be on the list pretty high, so it comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the Crossbow from Black Ops 1. Now, when you think of the Crossbow, most people think of this as just one of those weapons that you'll write off. You don't want to use it, you don't take it from the box, and that's kind of an obvious reason, but when you Pack-a-Punch it, it becomes the awful lot. And the really cool transforming feature about this weapon is every single shot from the Crossbow actually becomes a monkey bomb. It will attract zombies, making it a very, very useful weapon if you're going to be hoarding up zombies, or you need to get through somewhere, or you need to make the zombies attack your teammate by shooting them with it if you really want to grief them pretty bad. I think this is a really, really cool transforming feature when you Pack-a-Punch it, so it comes in here at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be the Ray Gun Mark II X's from Alpha Omega. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this map, but I do like some of the features that it has, and one of those is the 4 different variants of the Ray Gun Mark IIs. Now, these were first introduced on Buried, and over the course since we've had the Ray Gun Mark II, a lot of people have wanted a version that you can actually dual wield. And a lot of people thought it was just one of those things that would never actually end up happening, but it would be cool if it actually did. And that's the really cool thing about this weapon. Not only is it a fully auto Ray Gun Mark II X, but when you Pack-a-Punch it, they become dual wield. And this is one of the coolest transformations of a weapon when you Pack-a-Punch it. It's the only Pack-a-Punch version of any of the Ray Gun Mark IIs that becomes akimbo, and that's what makes it so special. It's actually very, very cool, and it had to be on this list pretty high, so it comes in here at the number 2 spot because personally I've wanted this since Buried, so definitely very, very cool to see. All right, guys, so in this video we have 2 honorable mentions, and the first one is going to be the War Machine. Now, a lot of people think of this weapon as basically the worst weapon in Treyarch Zombies history, and really I think it kind of deserves it. But when you Pack-a-Punch it, it actually makes it so much better because every single grenade that it shoots out actually blows up on impact, making it very, very effective especially if you have PhD on maps like Buried, where you can get perma PhD, making this weapon super strong and actually really useful as well. So that is the first honorable mention, and the second one is going to be the G11. Now, normally this is a burst weapon in Treyarch Zombies, not really the coolest thing, but it acts a lot like the M16 does, where instead of being a burst weapon, it becomes fully automatic, making it a very useful weapon in Zombies. Now, you still have to deal with the scope, which makes it a little bit annoying, but still it's a very cool weapon that becomes pretty viable and actually definitely worth using. So that one is the other honorable mention. Now it is time for the number 1 spot. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 1 spot is going to be the Mauser C96 from Origins. This is by far one of the coolest transforming weapons when you pack a punch it, because instead of being just a normal pistol, this thing basically becomes a pocket ray gun Mark II. Not only do you not get splash damage from this weapon, it deals a ridiculous amount of damage to panzers, basically killing them instantly. You can single shot a bunch of zombies, deal a lot of damage, especially for getting headshots, and overall this weapon is just really fun to use. You can even use it to traverse the map even better. If you have your back to where you want to go, you can just jump and keep shooting it, and you'll actually end up going faster. Now, unfortunately, this only works in the Black Ops 2 version, which in my opinion is the best version of Origins, but still it is a very good weapon even in the Black Ops 3 Chronicles version. So overall, the Mauser C96 comes in here at the number 1 spot. So anyways, guys, that is going to be the top 10 transforming weapons when you pack a punch them in Treyarch Zombies history. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Once again, check out my live stream every single night over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GregFPS. I'll see you guys over there later in my live stream. Have a good one, guys, and peace out.